Hey, Wholehearted. Okay, so I told you guys that I was going to do a set up a planner, show you how I set up my planner every month so that you guys could. I know people like to use planners, but sometimes they don't really know how to use them. And I have been using this type of system for years and I love it. If my house were on fire, I would grab my people and then I would grab my planner because I keep my whole life in it. So hopefully you've gotten a planner by now. I, over the last couple years, have started to use the Happy Planner. I think it's like Happy 365 or Happy Planner. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But anyways, they have tons of different covers. My cover this year is Choose Where Your Energy Goes. And it has these really cool, I'm going to pull it out of its fancy case. It has these really cool plastic, it's like a hinge, but they're like little circles. And so you can customize and add in all these things. So I will buy like note sheets and add them in, and I will buy bonus packs of things and add them in. This year I actually splurged. It was my first time that I've done this, but I've been looking at it and I bought this really beautiful cover because I take my planner with me a lot of times, and so I just felt like this was pretty and would keep it safe, and I love gray, actually silver, and so it worked great. Michael's a lot of times carries it, and I was trying to think of where else I've seen it. I mean, you can always get it online too, but I know Michael's does carry quite a bit of their line, if not their whole line. Okay, so that being said, I had shared with you guys, I think it was last week, that it's helpful if you could write a list. This is kind of like my list of things that happen all the time in my life. So I have things on here like monthly birthdays. If you have pets, like we have a dog, well now we have 3 dogs. And so we have to give them like flea stuff to keep them free from fleas. And so I have to do that every month on the same, like within the same 3-day time period. I have on here working out. I have scheduling in time to set up the next month. My moms in prayer groups, allowance, cleaning, planning a menu, laundry, groceries, washing the beds, doing executive team stuff for Wholehearted, youth group. So like your kids' sports practices, or maybe you have like a Bible study that you do. So take the time, you guys, because this is really vital to how you're going to set up your planner. So this list is kind of like my basic list that I start with. I always keep it with all my planner things, and I add to it, you know, like Josh just finished, my high schooler just finished water polo, so I didn't have to put water polo on the list. So make sure you take the time to write down this kind of stuff, the stuff that just happens really regular and routine in your life. Then it's also really helpful. I know a lot of people use Google Calendar, and that's super great too. Some of us that are kicking it old school, we have like the old school birthday book, and so it has like everybody's birthdays by month. So I keep my list of monthly things with the birthday book. And then what I do is I just sit down at the table and I open up to the month. This, technically I was going to wait and use my fancy new planner in the new year, but I decided to go ahead and bust it out early with you guys and set up my December month with you guys on here. So this is a layout. I'm going to pick you guys up so you can see. This is a layout that works really great in planners because you can get a lot of space for each day. So I realize that some of you don't need to have a lot of space each day to write things down, and that's totally cool. But if you are like me and you need a lot of space each day to keep track of things and have space for notes and things like that, this is a great layout and design. So that being said, what I do is I sit down. I have like some fun little stickers. I didn't want to do that with you guys today, but even just to make it more cute, I'll throw in stickers. And that same brand, the same planner brand, has stickers to go for that. And then I pull out my list and I just sit there and I begin. I use pencil, you guys, so that you can erase it if dates or, you know, like say you go to schedule like your kid's dentist appointment. and you end up needing to change the date, you don't want to have like all this scratchy chicken scratch in your planner. And so I switched to a pencil because I always used a pen. And then I switched to a pencil about a year ago, and now I can just go in and erase. I don't know why I didn't think of using a pencil before. But so what you do is you just sit down and I just work my way through my list. So if the first thing on my list is birthdays, so I pull open my birthday book and I go to each day in the month. So this is going to be December, and I write down everybody's birthday that I'm going to keep track of in December. And if I'm going to mail a gift for that person, say my friend has a birthday party on December 8th, and I need to mail a gift to her. I'm going to write her birthday down on December 8th, but what I'm going to do to help myself out is I'm going to say, like, probably on the December 3rd, I'm going to remind myself, hey, don't forget to grab a gift for so-and-so and get it in the mail. And then that way, now it's out of my brain for the rest of the month. And I do that for each thing. So as I go through, the one thing that gets a little bit cumbersome, but it's totally worth it, is I work out every single day of the week. So I change, our workouts are different every day, but I write down my workout every single day in my month. And then based on, after I get everything filled in, that is like my basics of the have to, then as other things come up in the month, I can already look ahead and know what's scheduled in a day. So if somebody says to me that, hey, can you do lunch on this day? Well, I can look and say, you know what, I've got this that day or that day, or maybe I want to schedule something. And then I can look and schedule it. Now, here's a key thing that I have really found helpful for myself as well, and that is if I get to the end of my day, I go through my list during the day, and I'm a huge checker-offer, so I check my things off as I go. If I get to the end of the day and I've got, whatever, sometimes you just don't get your to-do list done, right? So if I get to the end of my day and my to-do list isn't done, I take the things, and instead of just saying and automatically bumping them to tomorrow, I will actually look at them, and I'll look at my week and I'll say, okay, what day can I really realistically add these to my planner? So I wanted to share that tip with you guys too, because I think that is something that is really, really helpful. And that's how I lay out my planner, you guys. And again, I do the large planner. It's not an 8.5 by 11. It's bigger than an 8. It's bigger than an 8.5 by 11, but like it's in theory that big of a size. Like it covers an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And that is because a lot of things that come home on, big 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. So when I used a smaller planner, I either had to fold everything in half to tuck it away, or I just had these big random pieces of paper that were always hanging out. So that's another reason for the bigger size planner. I know some of you feel like it might be kind of cumbersome or take up a lot of desk space, but that's the reason that I use a big planner. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to really share with you guys about the planner. I hope you guys are going to give it a shot and give it a try. And if you have questions, shoot me your questions. I'd love to answer them. But I'm telling you, for your mental heartstring, you guys, being able to write stuff down and get it planned out and scheduled out is really been helpful for me to just know what I can do and when I can do it, and not look at my days and get too overwhelmed because I'm planning them as I go, so I can kind of regulate how much I want to do in each day. And if I do happen to have a couple days or maybe a couple weeks that are really busy, I will intentionally the next week schedule a day that's a little bit slower, just knowing that I'll probably have a few things that didn't get done from the previous week, and knowing that I may need a little bit of catch-up time. So keep those things in mind as you're planning them and laying your planner out. All right? I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.